After 2 years of relative calm on the North Korea front, we've seen an explosion of activity already in 2022, quite literally. Besides missile tests, it looks like the North's formally reopened its land border with China for the first time in a year and a half since shutting things down due to COVID-19. We have multiple sources confirming that a North Korean freight train crossed the Yalu River Railroad Bridge into the Chinese city of Dandong yesterday morning before returning here, apparently with daily necessities and emergency relief items on board, as another freight train travelled from the north to China earlier today. North Korea's been extremely cautious about the pandemic, having officially prevented a single case of COVID-19 infection. But leader Kim-Jong-un has openly spoken about the economic difficulties his country's been facing. And these train services seem to have reopened ahead of key events such as the Lunar New Year and even next month's Beijing-Winter-Olympics, though the North is not expected to play any kind of role in that. The North has been taking measures such as setting up new border quarantine facilities to prevent infection via imports. While it's been bringing in goods via sea during the pandemic, importing and exporting by land is seen as vital, given that China accounts for more than 90% of the country's trade. There could be an extra dimension here too, that North Korea may be pursuing a two-track approach by also preparing to welcome COVID-19 vaccines that were offered by the UN late last year. Meanwhile, South Korea's unification-ministry insisted last Friday that it would continue efforts to provide humanitarian assistance to the North, even after new US sanctions imposed following North Korea's claimed hypersonic-missile tests this month. But Pyongyang warned it would hit back against Washington's punitive measures with a stronger and certain reaction. Since then, we saw the North use trains for a different reason, as its railway-based missile regiment fired 2 tactical guided missiles at a target in the EC. And just 3 days later, this morning, North Korea fired 2 more suspected short-range ballistic missiles into open water, its 4th missile test in less than 2 weeks. We know Pyongyang has been keen to enhance its weapon capabilities, but it's also creating a disruptive atmosphere ahead of South Korea's presidential election in March, and adding further pressure to a US government that's failed so far to entice the North to resume dialogue. And the North might be raising the stakes on its side to gain leverage in any negotiations that might take place, perhaps even in person, if North Korea continues its path towards pandemic adjustment.